Aight, homies, let me put y'all in a state of mind. Imagine y'all are poor as heck. Suddenly, capitalism is everywhere you go. Huh? What do you mean you don't know what capitalism is? Damn, y'all got a lot to learn.
Capitalism at the speed of light!
Aight, so you're chilling. Right now, you're in Britain and you work on this rice field for this random lord dude. Suddenly you're not. Suddenly you're advocating for yourself and you start your own artisan rice business. You make rice art instead of macaroni art and you sell it for hundreds of dollars. Now you're lost in money. What's new? All you can think about is money and how you can make more. You want to become more efficient in your rice art industry, so you hire some random people and pay them almost nothing to slave away making rice art. Did I also mention that you hate the government? Yeah, they suck. That's basically capitalism in the early 19th century. Y'all are now living in the Industrial Revolution, and suddenly people hate you because you're rich and they're poor. Here are their stories.
What a movement at the speed of light!
Aight, so our production is a little underfunded, so we're gonna be throwing around some metaphors. Let's say your rice art business is actually a textile business. Feel me, fam? So your slave, your worker, is actually really good at rice art. But in the early 19th century, we have machines that can make rice art 20 times faster than that worker. So in response to that, a bunch of these artisan rice artists formed the Army of Redressers, and over a 6-year period broke into factories and destroyed over 200 of these machines. This was called the Luddism movement. The government responded by sending 12,000 troops to the areas where Luddites were active in, and there was lots of violent confrontations. The end. Aight, fam squad. Another one.
Chartism at the speed of light.
Chartism was a working class movement in Britain that focused on political, social reform. Literally, all you have to know is that it provided
universal suffrage for all men over 21, equal-sized electoral districts, voting by secret ballot, an end to the need for property qualifications for Parliament, pay for members of Parliament, annual elections.
Chartism was a way to modify what they considered the undesirable effects of classic liberalism. The end.
Union movements at the speed of light.
Aight, we're back to this rice art situation. So initially, the classic liberalism ideas of capitalism brought more freedom to this dirty old rice art entrepreneur. Eventually, he began treating his worker right so that they could make better stuff. They passed laws for labor standards, but these were passed by these entrepreneurs and the government, not the workers themselves. So these workers decided to make unions. If all the workers in one particular trade was united, they could bargain collectively for stuff and threaten to go on strike if their demands were not met. Unions could give workers the power to collectively negotiate fair wages and decent working conditions, which would threaten to undermine the capitalist control of the workplace. The end. Aight, feminism
at the speed of light.
Aight. Feminism is the belief that men and women are to be treated equally in all respects. There was an ideology that women had no voice and just accepted what they had to do. The home, the children, family, and womanly virtues of domesticality. If they were lucky, they were paid half a Dorito for every full Dorito a man got. Gradually, they became involved in the public sphere and started campaigns and stuff. By the 1860s, suffragists began to argue for women to vote. Enfranchisement worked in the early 20th century. Women were allowed to vote in Canada. Y'all learned about the Luddites, Chartists, union movements, and feminist suffrage at the speed of light. See you next time.